So this is the decoupage paper I've been using. It's by one of my favorite artists, Sony. He's from Argentina. So I've been doing all of the underneaths of the cabinets, areas like back there. Well, it's a bad place to look. Inside here. Inside my closet in white and pink on the bottom. And then this wall over here, which is a collage of some of my favorite artists and a poster from one of my favorite movies, Metropolis. So I guess I was going to do some kind of a tutorial on how to do decoupage, but I'm definitely not a authority of any kind on this kind of art. But since I've been doing so much of it, I've picked up some do's and do-nots, I guess. So right now I'm pretty much done, and I'm just doing some of the fill-in spaces on this cabinet right here. You can see the paper doesn't go all the way to the wall, so I'm going to have to cut a small piece off of another sheet to fill in the gap. Basically what I've been doing, because of the decoupage stuff, I'm using Mod Podge. It's really drippy, and I don't want it dripping all over my stuff, so I'm pasting the back of the paper before I put it up on the wall. And it's really easy to position it. You can kind of wiggle it around for a minute, maybe not a whole minute, maybe like 20 seconds before the paper starts to rip. This is just standard Kinko's 10 cents paper. So I actually got about 500 sheets of paper and did 4 cuts to cut off the edges, and it was really cheap. Just a black and white print on colored paper. So I'm going to cut these slices into 1-inch pieces because it's easier for me to measure with this cutting mat, and then I'm going to paste them on the wall. My brush is getting a little stiff. If you let the stuff dry on the brush, your brush will be completely unusable. So if you're not going to be doing it for a little while, like if you want a break, it's a good idea to put the brush in soapy water. It doesn't necessarily have to be warm water, I've noticed, but it's a good idea to keep it from drying. So here's my piece, and here's my wall. So I'm going to make sure that it's facing the same direction as the other pattern. So it may not blend perfectly, but at least it won't be completely messed up looking. I use the backside of my finger a lot for these small pieces to smooth them along. On bigger pieces I usually use the full palm of my hand to do this. It's not easier if you are pulling the paper and pushing it with your palm to avoid wrinkles. This piece went on pretty easy. You're not always so lucky. Sometimes it's really hard to match up this edge and this edge perfectly, especially if you're cutting the strips and you don't have a perfect straight edge. So I'm going to do the other 4 of these, and I don't think I need to record them.